What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, a podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the True Gamers.
That's right.
I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, it's going good. It is going good,
It is
actually.
actually going good?
Yes.
Good
Although we both
stuff.
had the same problem of being super busy and still managing to get nothing done.
Yeah,
Which
that's
been
a
recent.
really crappy part of my life.
Yeah,
at the moment
adulting and that.
whatnot. It's really, really
Yeah.
terrible stuff. Well, I'm doing good as well. Thanks for asking.
I was getting there.
No, but if there's anything going on in your life, I mean, it's been a whole 8 days since we last got together.
You know what? I was texting you last night saying, blah, blah, blah. It feels like ages since we've done one of these because last week it was Isla's birthday on our normal recording day. So we went one day before.
One day before, yeah.
So instead of a week, it's been 8 days. And I was like, it feels like it's been 87 years since we last did one of these. So I'm happy to be back and just jamming. Even though it's been literally 1 day longer than normal.
We look like fucking idiots, but like, guys, it's 1 day.
It's one day.
Bro, I'm feeling kind of shit for 3 specific reasons.
Okay. Let me guess. Ashton, Diogo, and D.
You nailed it. Thank you. There you go. You guys are the source of all of my problems. If you would just get out of my life, it'd be fine.
Right.
All right? No, actually, it's 3 other problems. So, one of them is I'm getting quite a lot of pressure and a lot of heat from the community to fix my fences in the garden. It's getting to the point now where it's like Peter started on Twitter, funny thing, haha, let's all joke around, stuff like that. And now it's become like involving my girlfriend, spreading out to other people, and people are like, what the fuck is this and stuff like that. I'm like,
new people that don't know us.
new people that don't even know us. And I'm like, these tweets are getting quite a decent amount of likes and whatnot. And now there's a whole conspiracy who's behind the Fence Fix account.
Your neighbours. Your neighbours are behind the fence.
I knew it right.
Those
all along.
bastards.
But I'm like, so it's becoming quite a thing. And sometimes I'm mentioning just casual stuff like, oh, guys, I'm thinking about doing this. And I'm like, how about you go and fix your
if
fence?
If you've got time to game, you've got time to fix your fence. Yeah.
It's getting quite. It's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Thank God we
Take
have
off
the
all your
AC.
clothes.
They'll take off all your clothes. I'm getting so hot. I want to take my clothes off.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's one of my great troubles in this thing.
There was a list of 3.
The other one
Are these
is
ranked
that
in order? Is that your biggest trouble?
That's
or your
my
least?
biggest trouble.
That's your biggest trouble.
That's my biggest trouble.
Right.
Number 2 on that list
Yeah.
is that I don't have a lot of time recently.
Yes, we addressed this a minute ago.
Super annoying because I don't have anything at the end of it that I'm like, I accomplished this and therefore that's the reason why. It may not have been a laundry list of things, but at least I have this to say yes to.
I feel like content creation, so you have a big project, you get work done, at the end of it, there's a finished project. You're like, this is the product I produced from all these labours. I've been in the exact same boat, been super busy, not had much time for basically anything, and at the end of it, if it was 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
Nothing's different.
It's like, okay, let's have a look at the net gain at the end of this. 0.
Zilch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing right there. All that's happened is time has passed by, and it's actually getting on my nerves a little bit. I mentioned it once on Twitter, just sort of like, I don't usually say this kind of stuff on Twitter. Usually I'm like happy, chill,
you're happy-go-lucky. Yeah.
And I mentioned it one time. It did affect me for 1 day. I was like, I am pissed the hell off that I'm not getting anything done ever, and I don't know what to do about it. Especially because we have a couple of projects in mind, some things we want to do, and every week it has to get pushed back.
Every week.
We always
for
get
like the
something
last 4 months, isn't it?
It's really, really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Really fucking annoying. But the final thing, that is actually should be at number 1. To be honest,
okay.
I think all of these are pretty close there, but this one should be at number 1.
You know, what's your favourite game? It's these 3. If you squint your eyes, are on the same level. Yeah.
This one's quite bad.
As big as your fence.
As big as the fence issue.
Dang.
I cannot find a place in the UK that is going to sell the Smallville Complete Edition on Blu-ray, and it's getting on my nerves. I can't buy it in the American one because it's region locked. Why won't they just put it up on sale in the UK? Why? WB?
That sounds like a big problem. Like a really big problem. As big a problem as your fence. You know what else is a bigger problem as your fence?
Go on.
the Super Bros over on patreon.com/Conbrosations, who supports at the $15 tier and make all this gaming happen. Who do we have to thank?
We have Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cumsock, Keralt of Riviera, aka Catsper the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger, Martin Scorsese's Master H. Barts 12, the Super Sus Ben Fryer, who is a crazy defective clone.
QC took the day off.
Just,
you know?
They took the Cyberpunk route on that.
That's oh wow.
We're going to talk about Cyberpunk later. The Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling, the Filthy FIFA Fanatic, Joe McCormack, My Juicy Left Nut, the super sexy producer Sean, and Kevin, the #1 sim. Of Xbox. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at the True Gamer Podcast.
That's right. Talking to gaming, what are you playing at the minute?
Bro, I've actually got some stuff to update you on. So
oh shit, okay.
I had these moments in between where I have like 5 minutes and I'm like, I do want to play something because I do want to talk about stuff that's on the show and I can talk about things.
I saw your tweet last night.
I played a couple of things. So here we go. So I played Farming Simulator. It was free on PS Plus.
How do you expect me to just sit here and listen to this bullshit?
I played Farming Simulator and surprisingly really tranquil and really like nice to play. I'm just sowing oats and shit like that. It's
Alright.
man. I was like, yes, this is great. I'm driving a tractor. And I have to drive it into town, and it's not like, oh, fast travel there. Actually, I have to drive it into town. It's a thing. And my missus saw me, and it's like, why are you playing that? And I was like, it kind of started ever since I bought the petrol-powered lawnmower.
Right.
Now I want to be a farmer.
Hey man, people joke, I grew tomatoes once, and I was super proud. They tasted fantastic.
Hey, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like you made it yourself. And people saw the trophy that popped up on my profile page.
Yeah.
They were like, the fuck
What
is
in
going
the frick?
I'm like, and someone said like when Lionel Messi gives up on football, that's what he does.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm giving up on gaming, guys. I'm
Absolutely.
Another thing, I played Fortnite.
I did see the Superman thing, yeah.
Yeah, I played Fortnite just to get the Superman skin, and it wasn't free.
You paid for it?
I had to pay for the battle pass in order to get it.
Right.
So I had to pay for the opportunity to get the skin. That's what that was right there. But I did it, and I hate myself.
Also because that will be disappearing at some point, most likely. Like, you won't be able to do the flying thing forever.
Exactly. I don't know what they... I don't know if you get to keep those skins afterwards.
You keep the skin, but you won't ever be able to fly around as Superman.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there was an Iron Man one. That's gone, you know, for
Infinity.
Infinity. But I mean, like...
Maybe it's time. I don't know.
Being the hero in the game, you won't get to do that for very long. Once the event's over...
That sucks.
Yeah, you'll keep the skin, but once the event's over, you won't be able to fly and stuff.
That's annoying. The flying mechanic as well, like when you're like dropping down, he proper does the sick pose, like when he's like floating like that, and then like pushes out with his arm, and I was like, I'm Superman! This is the closest I'm gonna get to a Superman game.
Did it work as a Superman game? I mean, we all know the answer. No, it can't be done.
I was gonna, it can't be done.
Can't be done.
Superman game cannot be done.
Impossible.
It's been proven many, many times.
Many times.
But I hate myself because I played Fortnite.
What did it cost you?
It was the battle pass. What is it, like $8.99 for the battle pass? And then I played that. But the thing is, this is the thing. We've said it at the beginning that Fortnite did the battle pass the best way.
Yes, you buy it once, you play enough to re-up it.
Mate, I played just to get the Superman skin, and obviously you have to complete some tasks in order to get there. And I'm halfway to the next battle pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could be in this forever. Anyway, I played that, and then I planned on playing 12 minutes.
Yeah, I saw your tweet. You said, guys, at midnight tonight, I'm going to play 12 minutes.
And then
And as of recording, 12 minutes is 12 hours away.
Yes, exactly. I hop on, I download the game.
For the
I'm like,
midnight launch, yeah.
I'm like, have it ready right there. Oh, it says I can't download it yet. It says I have to wait for the time for it to be unlocked. No problem. I can do that on stream. It's going to be a small game anyway. No problem. And then I get tweets from people saying, yo, Ed, I think that it actually unlocks at 5 p.m. the day that we're recording and not the midnight. And I'm just like, right.
Wow. You're going to do me like that.
Right. So I haven't played 12 minutes yet. It would have been great to talk about on the podcast to be like, hey guys, 12 minutes. So far, pretty damn cool. So far, it sucks. So far, this.
Right.
But
wasn't what I was hoping for. It's even better than I didn't know what to expect. But yeah,
something like that. But I can't give you any of that.
Nothing.
So Farming Simulator and Fortnite is the best that you're getting.
Wow,
that's the bar.
You know, normally it's like one of the best things about doing this podcast is you can't sink to new lows. Right, when you're at bedrock, at dead bottom, there's no going lower, and then it turns out, you can go lower.
Yeah.
You can go lower.
Reach that lower.
Good to know.
Have you been playing anything good, sir?
Yeah. So I haven't put too much more time on A Plague Tale, which I've been meaning to do. I'm definitely going to play it and finish it. And I will actually finish it because it's not a stream game. As we know, my games, if I stream them, they're doomed to incompletion.
You didn't make that mistake.
So I am going to finish Plague Tale, but I haven't got much further than finding the first guy you're looking for, Father, whatever his name is. And a while ago, everything lined up where it was a cold enough night, even though we're in August, thanks English weather.
Yes.
Where it was cold enough that I thought I could probably hack a stream. I didn't fancy doing a Plague Tale on it because I was really interested. It was like the launch night of Split Gate. It's Portal, but same sort of deal. I'm with Stupid, and it's like pointing up at me if you can't see it for the audio guys. And I've been really enjoying Splitgate. I am not bad at it, which is good because it's weird. I was going to say coming from Halo, but I haven't played Halo since like Halo 4.
Yeah.
But I have put a ton of hours onto Halo, and it's very similar in that there's only 12 guns. Everybody gets the same 12 guns, like the sniper, the rocket launcher stuff. Those are power weapons. You have to pick them up on the map.
Yeah.
Everything else is, the way to go. And in that sense, it's exactly like Halo. It plays, like in terms of the gunfights, very much like Halo. I'm having trouble adjusting to a couple of things. Like in Halo, you have shield and then a little bit of health. In this, your shield is your health.
Right.
It's like if they take off all your shield, that's it, you're dead.
You're dead.
Which I'm not still quite used to. I can already tell, by the way, I'm behind on portals.
Yeah.
Like portaling, I've seen a few like of the pro guys, because of course there's already a pro scene, because I think it's a year-old game on PC. There's like an alpha.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was out already on PC.
I've seen some footage of those guys moving around the map, and it's insane. I mean, it is honestly like what building is in Fortnite. If you see like the best builders, and you can't build, and it's the same kind of deal in the sense that if you're incredible with portals, you are a league above most people.
Is it like people? When you saw the people playing Rocket League and they were doing flips in the air,
easily like probably more impressive.
Really, damn! Yeah. I mean, I gotta watch some footage of this.
Maybe you could Google it, but anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I haven't played that many games, but I'm still holding like a 1.5 to 2 KD, which if you're really like a pro, which I'm not, you don't care about KD. But for me, it's a good measure because I haven't played an FPS seriously in a few years, and to come back to this and be at my like standard, 1.5 KD isn't super high, but in most of those games by halfway through the life cycle, we're just messing around and it drops down to 1.5 KD. So to be there, having not played an FPS seriously for a few years is good fun. Once I get the ports up, I think I'll be like pretty good. And I'm enjoying it. I'm just having fun with it. It feels like Halo meets Portal. That's how we described it before. I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm hoping to get my boys on and jam, or at least you.
I would love to. I've only played a couple of games, but so far I've enjoyed the crap out of it as well. And it made me think about FPSs because there was a certain point where I turned off to FPSs, and I thought maybe it was because I just got rusty or I'm getting older. My reaction times aren't as fast as these kids out there nowadays.
I was thinking as well.
And I switched to single player games and I had so much more fun because I had all these great stories to take care of. But getting into Splitgate, the few games that I've played, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So is it that the games suddenly turned to crap because they just bloated themselves beyond existence?
Yeah.
And that we're just like, all right, what the fuck is it?
How many games have you played?
Like maybe 4.
Okay, so here's what I want to say. I know for a fact that a lot of games in your early sessions, they'll put you in with very weak players so you have a better time.
Especially on Call of Duty, skill-based matchmaking, right, is always like really favorable in the beginning and then it fucks you over in the end. And
so Because
Could
I
they have
had
something like
that same thing where my first early games I was doing like 30 and 3
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah.
But I am still getting those games, right? So now I know I'm out of that boost phase and I'm still enjoying the game. And I think you will too. Because as much as we joke, like we're both better than average.
Yeah.
I think average is just under a 1 KD.
Just above average, actually.
Yeah, 1.81 inches.
Oi,
What?
as all the woman needs. All the woman needs.
Right. So we are both a little bit above average. And we also like to win. So like that's why our KD's never reflected, because we like to win the game, not get like huge KDs.
Yeah, it's the objective. OBJ players, bruv. OBJ.
Although I played my first Dom game because I was just trying to get used to the guns for a while, and I figured out a few things which is weird. Like I'm pretty sure the sniper rifle, either the bullet gets bigger or the hitbox of the person you're looking at gets bigger when you aim. So if you like just tap the like quick scope, if you don't really quick scope, just get it aiming, I feel like you hit so much better. And it's not the auto aim. I think the bullet's bigger.
Right.
Or their hitbox is bigger. It's very weird. Don't know why they did that, but
It's like back on COD 4. There was like something back then where like when you were
That's
just
the
about
ACOG.
to scope, it would like somehow improve your aim or something like that.
okay.
That's why a lot of those people would do the look into the scope, but not really look into it for like a split second and
Get
fire.
it to where the
split second fire.
scope's taking up the camera, so
Yeah.
you can't see anything but fire because it'll lock you on.
There's like a couple of frames where like you're dead center or
Right,
something
right.
like that. I don't know
yeah,
what it was.
it's not that for sure because I know I thought I missed the shots. You know, I was sure I missed and I got a hit. It was a body shot, but I hit the guy and I shouldn't have hit the guy. So I'm really enjoying it.
There is one game mode that maybe, I don't know if maybe this was it, because there's some game modes that I've never heard of. One was called
You need to use your
Heads
words.
and Shotties or something like that.
Snipers and shotties.
Snipers and Shotties. There's one where it might be Snipers and Shotties.
Oh,
where
SWAT. Where
SWAT.
headshots ends because no. It's not this.
I was gonna say I like that game mode. I was getting headshots left, right, and center. I was like,
SWAT's good. SWAT's good. I think that's a Halo thing as well. But also, having played Halo, I'm quite used to. Although I've been messing it up recently because it's like I was good at it. I was sticking to the rules, and then I've been messing around and diverting from it. But you get used to like holding your cursor in at head height.
yeah,
Because it makes a huge difference in this game. Where COD, you don't care. You can drop shot, body shot a guy with the MP7. He's going down. You know.
and also whoever you go to shoot, they're likely to be jumping up in the air, dropping down to the ground.
That's one thing that's been very different from Halo is the movement. So in Halo you drop, in this you float. So if
Yeah, because you got that jetpack.
Because you have a jetpack. So if you drop, you don't jump. I'm starting to learn that you don't want to be jumping, jetting, or dropping on people because you don't move fast enough. You're just a free kill. You know, you're stuck in that trajectory and you're moving too slowly.
Yeah.
So I've been really enjoying it. It'd be good to jump on with you and some of the guys. I'm never going pro. You know, maybe
Just
you would. But
Just the thought of you thinking that you could ever go pro.
first of all,
Oh.
how dare you? I've only ever been pro quality at one game, and that was World of Warcraft. And I genuinely probably could have gone pro at that, which was in PvP. So that's one weird thing. Yeah.
I'm just thinking how, like, you know,
Imagine like your co-host. He's a pro gamer. I mean, it's World of Warcraft. It counts. It counts. It goes in the SEO. Okay.
we put it down as like, you know, when you want to call like famous people into to co-host with you or a guest on your show. You're like, we've got pro esports player.
Right.
It's like, it's World of Warcraft.
Oh, what does he play? Don't worry about it. He's just a pro gamer.
He's-
Okay, he's in gaming.
He's like, no pussy for miles, but you know,
Right,
don't worry about it. It's like,
Anyway, obviously I'm not going pro at it. I'm just really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. It reminds me of old school Halo. The portals, like I said, there's already kids on there with like hundreds of hours, on console, because the beta's just come out on console, and I can tell when I come up against guys that really know the maps. Like I don't know the maps. That's one thing that's holding me back. I don't know spawn points. Also, there's a lot of game modes. We used to be like TDM or DOM only, pretty much. And on this, I'm playing through a lot of stuff. I have no idea where the portals are supposed to go. I have no idea where the objectives go. I don't know where the spawns are in relation to like how many DOM flags you have. I don't know that stuff yet. But I'm having fun. So
that's good.
Sorry to talk about Splitgate for so long, but I am really enjoying it.
It's in beta now, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, so's Fortnite.
That's true.
So
I was going to bring up that comparison as well.
know.
And because I've got trophies for it already, how does a beta have trophies?
I think it might be that. And I think they do this for a reason. So I think the reason these games have beta in their name is that subconsciously you're like, well, I better play it before it goes away. And then there's also stuff where if they make any big changes, like if they change a gun or they add one in or take one out, they can say, hey, it's only the beta, it'll come back.
We're balancing.
We're just testing stuff out. So they get that like
benefit. Yeah, I get
That's what I think they do, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
This is the True Gamer Podcast.
That's correct.
Coming to people's eyes and ears every Saturday here on youtube.com/
Just search for the True Gamer Podcast.
Just search for the True Gamer Podcast. And podcast services around the world to talk about all kinds of gaming and all that good stuff. To find us, you can just search for the True Game Podcast anywhere and everywhere you'd like to listen to us on YouTube, podcast services, and whatever. And if you're following us on YouTube, hey, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you can get each and every podcast as of when it happens. And if you're over there...
If the button's working that day.
If it decides, yeah, today I'm going to work. Today I'm going to actually do my job.
Yeah.
And if you're on podcast services, feel free to leave us a little 5-star rating. Say, hey, this Sheps and Eddie guys, they're really ugly, so that's why I've come to the podcast
Yeah, we're going to fund the plastic surgery, and until that's done, I'm just going to listen to the audio.
Listen to the audio version right there. So right there. If you guys like what we do here, if you guys like the sound of our voices in your ear,
the sultry sounds
of asthma in your ears. If you like what we do here on this channel, you guys can go the extra mile. You can head over to patreon.com / I'm just waiting for the dab right there, / Conbrosations, where you can kick us a couple of bucks a month and get exclusive access to things like the Conbrosations podcast, which is our unfiltered, no bars hold
yes, it is.
Episode.
No bars hold. Sick. You can join over 50 other incredible people. Not super pros. There's not 50 super pros. Jesus Christ.
50 people. 50 people who get that exclusive access to that podcast, along with our supplementary podcast to this one, the True Gamer Plus show. All for just $1 a month. And there are higher ones for other perks if you want to go check those out. That'd be really cool. But guys, if you don't want to do that,
we get it.
If you think, hey, I ain't got the money, and to be frank, you guys really ain't worth it.
Right.
We totally understand. We totally get you. In fact,
I'm not a patron.
I wouldn't give money. Exactly. I'm not a patron of our Patreon. I'm not going to give money to me.
Yeah.
Fucking do better.
I know what you do with money.
Exactly.
Right.
Do better.
Right.
If you don't want to, no problem. We love you just the same. And those likes and those ratings and everything like that, and those comments in the comment section really do help us out.
That's
Thank you so much.
Talking of the comments in the comments section, at least my favorite section of the show, correcting conversations. So look, if you're new around here, if this is the first one, we're stupid and we say stupid things, and we've never let facts get in the way of a strongly held opinion.
Nope.
No matter how well informed it is, which it wasn't. And one of my favorite segments is now correcting conversations. So when we say something stupid in this podcast, you head down into the comment section, you leave your comments. When you guys said this, you were actually wrong. Ghost of Tsushima is the greatest game ever made. I agree with you. Very, very well reasoned argument there. And I'm loving it because we do say a lot of stupid shit, and every single time people leave comments saying, you're an idiot, this is the thing. And we learn stuff. I mean, we forget it instantly, but we do learn stuff, and we get to abuse the YouTube algorithm because the comments help the podcast a lot. They do actually help a lot. We have one comment here from Runic_Firebird, who says, since you read my comment, I have to say something. You left out the middle part of my name, so I have to count that as a wrong for correcting conversations. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. Sorry guys, get fricked. He didn't choose the gangster lifestyle. The gangster lifestyle chose him. Wait, what didn't you read out? The underscore. I think I read out Runic Bird. Oh. Firebird. I think that motherfricker. I don't know how I skipped over fire. A whole word, yeah. And the thing is, fire burns thing. If it's been burned, I'll just delete it. And if it was 3 words, maybe there's something I can understand. It's Runic Firebird. Yeah. I literally just cut half his name off and went, fuck that. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bird. It's just Bird says, this Bird, Bird this has this to say. Sure, you know what I mean? That's all the corrections, but Sean does want to say, stop dissing factions. Factions in The Last of Us was great. I loved it. And I just want to say, I can't believe that we have the only factions fan here on our channel right It's interesting. We got 100% of them. 100% also, the audience. And he is correct, because that wasn't a correction. Factions objectively blows. Objectively. And yeah, I mean, you say objectively, and that's the truth. It's a fact. That's a word right there. It's a fact. And you heard it on the internet. Everybody knows you can believe anything you hear on the internet. There you go. Factions sucked. Guys,
That's everything from Correcting Conbrosations. Thank you so much right there.
What else we got?
Before we get started with the show, we have one more group of people to thank.
Didn't we just do... I swear we just did the True Gamers. I swear we literally... Didn't we just do that?
Did you black out for a moment?
I might have.
You went into a dreamland where you were thanking all our true gamers, and then you went, yes.
Didn't we just do this?
No.
Oh, no, you went through the sales pitch.
Yes.
And
yes,
then
yes.
maybe I cut you off.
There was a part where I was going to sort of hand the baton back to you.
Oh,
the baton.
Cool. The baton.
But here we got missed that. But
Cool.
yes, we have one more group of people to thank.
That's right. I mean, I think we just frick those guys and go straight into it, but contractually obligated
Yes.
to mention this small select group of people. I mean, look, some talk about the Taliban as freedom fighters. Nobody talks about these guys as being on the right side of history.
We're going deep here. All right, we're going into that. All right.
Get fricked. Get fricked. Yeah, you wanted to be remembered positively? Should have been a super bro.
We love you. We promise we love you. That's right. We're taking the piss. We love
The
you.
incredible True Gamers over on patreon.com/conversation that made this podcast happen. The supporters at the $5 and above tier and said, gamers, we too jame.
We do.
And we want a jaming podcast. And if you don't give us this jaming podcast, we're going to found a, just like the Taliban, we're going to found a gaming company that doesn't enjoy female rights, that doesn't, I can't believe they're still doing stuff. Freaking that place in Singapore, their company in the division, frick those guys, and the True Gamers are pretty close to that. That company, Taliban, True Gamers, this is a conversation, who's worse that can be had. Who are those gamers?
This is... Ooh, boy. Those people
Should have been a super bro.
Those people are Jeremy Horde, Sheps' crusty right nuts.
See what I mean? Vindicated.
Cats McCorrell, Isak Manny, Real Kermit Cinema, Record Friction, Adam the Chrissy Simp. Finally, he's getting his name right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's known for.
It's true.
Kevin Crow, Super Whale Ben, Joe McCormack, GC Nightwalker, Diogo, You Absolute Thithering Thothage, aka Zacchino, Kanye, please fucking release Donna, Sincerely Ashton, Eddie, fix your fence. You see what I'm saying?
It's abusive.
It's penetrating multiple parts
You're being
of the internet.
penetrated.
I'm being severely penetrated. Fishy, The Jackal, Max H, Cobra SS, Albiscori, and our boy Jack Nicholas. Thank you, bros,
That's
so
right.
much for keeping the lights and mics on and this podcast going. You true gamers out there.
It's true. You do.
You know what I've forgotten to do this whole time?
No timestamp.
No timestamp, so I'm going to start it from the first...
Luckily, we haven't talked about anything, so...
yeah, exactly.
It's just been pimping our own stuff.
I'm just going to have to... Oh, stop, reset. Okay, I'm going to start from the first topic.
Gaming.
As soon as I get that up as well. Okay.
We're pros.
This week's topics include Cyberpunk 2077 and its 1.3 patch and all the new DLC,
Yeah.
the first Pokemon Legends RCS gameplay,
Okay.
GTA remasters possibly in the works, and the topic of the show, Abandoned, and the embarrassing launch of the PS5 app.
Yeah.
So,
Where do you wanna
kicking it
start?
off straight away, let's kick it off with Abandoned.
Okay.
Because that was... so, you know how everything is timing when it comes to this podcast. They do everything on a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then when we put
Which
up
we
our
specifically
podcast...
moved the podcast so that we would catch stuff, because they used to be earlier in the week.
And then we realized it's our efforts are futile.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So,
Yeah.
Abandoned launched their app on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
The one that was delayed many, many times due to many, many bugs and localization issues.
Did it end up going up on PT's birthday?
It did. No, it was the day after.
Day
it was
after,
the day
okay.
after. So
Close enough!
they were going to launch it the day before PT's birthday.
Okay.
And we was all like, oh, are they going to do something like that? And then when they said they're delaying it a little bit more because the patch isn't ready, they were like, oh, it's going to happen on PT's birthday.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit after that. Prior to the launch of the actual patch,
Yeah.
they posted this video on Twitter.
Okay.
And it's of a man walking what looks like into a doorway
I did see this,
across some old wooden floor.
Yeah.
And that was a tease. It says, are you ready?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, here we go, Kojima-san. Here we go, boys. Let's go. And then we waited. And then no patch. And then we waited some more.
Yeah.
And they're like, guys, we're
Always wait
working
more.
very hard.
Yeah.
It's going to happen any minute. 16 hours goes by. Nothing.
Right.
A whole day goes by. Still nothing. And then all of a sudden, people notice that they've deleted all of their recent tweets about the patch and all the issues. And we're like, this smells of a scam. This smells of a scam right now.
It smells Ethan-y.
Exactly. It smells like Ethan right here.
It smells fishy. That was the joke. That was the joke because Ethan is fishy. It
and
smells
then,
Ethan-y.
out of nowhere,
Yeah.
the patch does go live.
Gaming.
It's a little 2 GB update.
Yeah.
And you go into the app, and there's a couple of squares that say coming soon, cinematic trailer coming soon.
Yeah.
And it's got the first initial teaser.
Yeah.
And it's that video that they posted on Twitter.
Already.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That was the whole PS5 app.
Do you remember, I think it was last week, might have been the week before, that I said there were 2 possibilities. One, this was like the worst kept secret ever, and the internet autists were correct, and they unraveled, they translated ancient hieroglyphics in a week, right, and figured out the whole code. Or BB Studios and Hasan Kahraman do exist as their own separate entity, have nothing to do with Kojima, and this guy is so horrendously bad at doing stuff. He's the biggest frick up ever that he can never get anything right, to the point of stumbling into this thing. Before it was like there's no way these things are not connected. At this point, because of that one event, I'm starting to think that this guy is real. Hasan Kahraman is a real guy. Isn't like a character that
Isn't a fake personas come up with.
And is just that incompetent that this is it.
It's getting to that point where I'm gonna even start to believe it.
Yeah.
I would still like to ask questions, but just based on what we've seen here, and how much it was being hyped up that this PS5 app, we're doing something that's never been done before. Been done before.
Freaking over our own PR releases.
Exactly, right? And we was like, oh, well, PlayStation's in on this, so surely there must be something going on here. And there's too many of these connections. There must be something going on.
Some stuff still doesn't fit, though. Like, the budget of this thing, he's a one-man operation, and he's outsourcing to this company that works with, like, Halo Infinite and The Last of Us 2. Like, it still feels fishy, but...
Very fishy, very fishy. But the
such a
internet's
frick up,
collective, especially... This whole thing just really threw me into a new world.
Yeah.
There's more stuff to come for this app.
Obviously.
But who in their right mind hypes up... Yeah, it's really strange.
That's odd to me as well.
It's like that's the one thing... If you go by what he's done in this thing, in this app, the video that's in the app is actually generated that moment. So you know, like how a game is generated in that moment.
Yeah, in front of you. Yeah.
That video is actually generated in that moment.
Yeah, it's like you opened a door and there was a TV playing the video.
Exactly.
And it generates as you're looking at it, it's showing it.
And if there was a glitch in the code, there would also be a glitch in that video that you saw there, because it's running that thing, and it looks very nice to high quality and stuff like that. And that's never been done before. Normally, you just make a video pre-rendered, and it eliminates any possibilities.
Never been done before.
And that's what he means.
Right,
I think he means, and but then that adds to the theory that maybe he's just incompetent. That he's done that.
Also, it's like one of those things of two things can be true at the same time, which is that it's never been done before, correct, and it's not what you indicated it would be, correct. You know, like it's never been done before, but probably doesn't matter. For at least what you're saying your game is, and you've purposely misled people. Like when people are upset about the Sony deep dives, that's because they see Sony and they go, "Cool, it's going to be gaming," but it is a tech demo. It is for tech guys, right? You and I find it really interesting because we know what we're getting into. But a lot of people come and go, "There was nothing about games." Yeah, it
wasn't meant to be.
It isn't about gaming, right? But this is like it's supposed to be gaming, and so you made an app which is odd, and then you did a thing which has never been done before. Yeah. But so what?
What he should have done, this should have been the first mention of the game after that initial reveal. If he had loaded the app onto the thing and say download the app now, and that bit was there. That teaser was there
Yeah.
straight away. It's like, oh, we're getting ready for something. And then the next thing is the big thing that you hype people up for. He hyped the entire gaming internet.
Yeah.
Entire gaming Twitter,
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pornhub, everything.
All of it.
And then was like, showed the video that you saw 2 days prior.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. What would be really interesting is if there is... I'm waiting to see if one of those Reddit, like coding weirdos that never steps out of their room, like dissects the code of the app.
Rips it apart.
Yeah, and says like, did you know that all of the PT game now is on your phone? And and it's interactive. So once your phone realizes you're playing this game, your phone's involved.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Like what?
No.
Oh shit.
No.
Imagine you're playing a game, your phone rings, and the game talks to you through your phone. That would be sick. Talk about immersive. You know, we talk about the DualSense 5 and 3D audio. Nah, your phone calls you 7 days. Right, and the ring chick starts coming out of the TV like in the game. Like that would be cool. That would be very cool. He's never doing it.
No.
They're never doing that, but that would be very cool.
So after this app went live
Yeah.
and we got to see this PS5 footage, a couple of websites have done interviews with Hasan Kahraman himself.
Yeah, I love the way you say it.
Kahraman. And they've asked him some questions, and one website in particular that was sent to me by, I think it was Sean, or no, it might have been Ben exactly, by NME.com. And the title of this article is Abandon, the creator Hasan Kahraman says it's not really a horror game, it's not what people think. And he goes, I'm going to read a little bit of this article, this interview right here so you guys can hear. I'm going to read it from the beginning, okay? Okay, it starts off saying, the conspiracies surrounding Abandon are truly spectacular. We've seen Hideo Kojima linked to the game while fans speculate it, and it could be the next Silent Hill or even Metal Gear. They couldn't be further from the truth.
Never Metal Gear.
It was what people have started, the eye patch thing that people have. But he says himself here, not Hasan Kahraman, the person interviewing,
Right.
They couldn't be further from the truth. Abandon's creator, Hasan Kahraman, struggles to deal with this on a daily basis. Now he wants to set the record straight. Now it's far too late. Abandon definitely isn't a Silent Hill game, and NME has the proof.
Okay.
And this is in quotation marks now. It says, Abandon is a shooter/survival game, he told Hasan Kahraman told NME. It has some horror elements, but it's not really a horror game. It's not what people think, and that it's Silent Hill. That it's not Silent Hill. In fact, we know exactly what it is, and this is now NME talking.
It's Loud Mountain, nothing to do with Silent Hill.
Nothing to do with that. This is NME talking now. In fact, we know exactly what it is. Hasan gave us the exclusive rundown on Abandon, including plot details, how it plays, just everything we want to know. We can finally debunk the rumors. It is not a Silent Hill game, nor is it a Metal Gear.
Yeah.
After giving us a lengthy breakdown of the game's plot, Hasan asked us to keep it to ourselves, but one thing that we can say is that Abandon is absolutely not what people think it is, not even close. That's the part I wanted to stop right there. So It seems that, at least in this interview, Hasan Kahraman has told these guys exactly what's going to happen in this game, exactly what's going to happen in everything.
Yeah.
And they are satisfied to the point that there's enough that's going into a game here that it's not Silent Hill.
Just one thing, not to like defend the conspiracy theory, but you are now trusting games journalists.
True.
Who just told you, we can't tell you, he asked us not to tell you anything. We agreed, but one thing we've agreed that we can tell you is it's totally not the thing we already told you in the article. They just did an article version of what Blue Box did, which was show you the reveal and have you download an app to watch the reveal. Do you know what I mean? And that is not to defend the whole like, oh, it's secretly PT. I'm just saying, like, we now have to trust games journalists. Potentially, I mean, we mentioned that group that are a little bit better than the true gamers before, the Taliban. I trust them more than game journalists. You know, at least they're like somewhat honest.
The only thing that I think is that games journalists are They want the scoop more than they care about people's trust or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if it was if Abandon was Silent Hill, they wouldn't care. They would just do it because.
Not if they want the relationship with Kojima.
Nah,
which they do for all the big games. Oh, it's a 9 out of 10 game.
I don't think they would do that because they're stupid and they think they have credibility. They would see it as they lied to their readers. They lied to their subscriber
Oh, you mean
base
if it benefits them, they would say, oh no, we can't lie to our readers. If it doesn't benefit them, they will lie to you all day long.
They'll be the ones that broke the fact that yes, it is a Silent Hill game.
Okay.
Now, what I'm thinking is that either in this situation, this Hasan Kahraman guy has been given a plot to a game that doesn't exist and is trying to cover up the fact that it is a Silent Hill game.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's all elaborate and someone's thought this all up and Kojima's got a big brain and whatnot so he could do that. Or it actually isn't a Silent Hill game and we've now got the proof and that's what that is. Because I don't think they would trust a games journalist with that information, to be honest.
Personally, I am leaning towards the fact that he's just the biggest fuck up ever and has wandered into this and not known how to handle it and fucked up continuously to increase the size of this beast. Yeah. And it's gonna be very angry when it realizes it's not real. However, there are a bunch of games that never get made and they have their ideas just like knocking around and they say, here you go, here's a survival horror that people could take everything they've seen, fit it, tell them this is what it is, but not to tell anything about it, and then say like, the internet uncovered our entire conspiracy within minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a fake game.
Throw you off the scent.
Yeah, do this, release it, it'll be shit. To throw them off the scent of the fact that actually it is Silent Hill, Look under your seats, Silent Hill. I don't know. I will say I'm at a point where I 100% believe no matter which it turns out to be true, the conspiracy was more fun than the game that comes out will be. And if there's another Silent Hill, let's say there's nothing to do with it and they do make another Silent Hill or Kojima's next project, I still think this conspiracy is going to be more fun than that game will be.
I have a gripe.
Just one. Right.
I've read 2 articles now. One of them's from IGN. I've read it takes me a while. But
you heard your girlfriend read it too.
Exactly, a dictation. Right. IGN also did an interview with Hasan Kahraman.
Yeah.
And it asked basically the same questions. Like, is Abandoned Silent Hill?
Yeah.
What is Abandoned? Cool. See you later.
Yeah.
NME did the same thing. Those aren't the questions that I want answered.
Yeah.
That's one question. I want the question. It's like, okay, why did you go for blue box, that type of logo that looks strangely like the PlayStation Studio symbol? Why is it that you're tweeting at 3 a.m. in the morning all of your updates and nothing during the day? Why is it this? Why is it that? Why is it... How the fuck is it that your name, Hasan Kahraman, translates to Hideo? All this other stuff.
Because he was born a fricker.
Right? How is all of these other things? Those are the questions I want answered. And I want to know why is none of these games journalists came up with these questions to ask. Instead, they were like, so Abandoned, is it Silent Hill? No. All right, see you later.
Good enough.
See you later, we're good.
Good enough.
No problem, guys. All right, case closed. Go home.
Yeah.
All these other questions. These are the things 100%. That really... Even as you said, the conspiracy is way more interesting than the game. Those are the questions we want answered, not the fact that is this a Silent Hill game.
I think the best thing to have happen here is for him not to release a game for like 5 years. Don't do anything, just like disappear, right? Because the answer to your questions, if what I think is true, is that he is just a huge frick up. Is why are you tweeting all your updates at 3 a.m.? That's when I was finished working. Because he works at weird hours, and that's his understanding of PR. Right, do you know what I mean? Like, he's just that stupid that he thinks 3 a.m. like it's going up on the internet. It doesn't matter when it goes up as long as it goes up on the internet.
The internet is 24 hours, right?
Exactly. Like, the answer is going to be so mundane and boring that people are just going to be. You're going to be so disappointed. You're going to be feeling better knowing that there was a conspiracy out there, and not knowing what it was, than understanding the truth, which is this guy can't do anything right to the point of accidentally making this conspiracy theory this incredibly involved. Like, if you made this a movie, it would be like a what's that guy with the books with the history oh god, Dan Brown, frickin' Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
This is like Da Vinci Code levels of stuff, and this guy's accidentally made it.
Yeah.
That's how stupid he is. His games can be like, oh, you go to a forest, and then your guy that's taking you, takes the wrong turn, and so you're on your own, and you only have a flashlight that's running out of batteries, and when it runs out of battery, you gotta shake it to make the battery work, and you have a gun but only got 5 bullets, and you're in the forest, and it's scary.
That's Hasan Kahraman right there? Is that
That's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game. Oh, do you know what I call him now? That's the game.
That's the thing. If it was one that, like what I said, is to throw them off of the scent of the fact that it's a Silent Hill game, they could have just described that, which is just the most basic thing ever. And there's like, so that's the whole game. All right, well, that's like a bit interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting as well. In none of these interviews they ever said it's like, it sounds really good, guys, or something like that.
Yeah, he told us what it is and asked us not to say it, but what we can tell you is it isn't Silent Hill. Like, there's some report like, Jesus Christ, you're spending time on this?
You tricked PlayStation into giving you a whole blog post on this
You're working with the guys that worked on The Last of Us 2 and Halo Infinite on this? Wait, they okayed this? They're spending even taking your money to do this? Are you for real?
Alright, fam. I don't want to
Have
be
you
in your
had
shoes
to
when
sign
this blows
have you had to sign legal documentation saying their name is not going to be on this product? You have. Okay.
Good stuff.
See, that is a bit fishy because the budget's way too high. There's no way he can afford this outsourcing. I mean, Jeff Bezos couldn't.
That's one of the questions I want to ask. So how are you affording all of this outsourcing as an indie studio of you and maybe 2 other guys?
It's going to turn out he stole his grandmother's credit card.
Just maxed it out.
Yeah, just maxed out his family stuff because he believes in his dream, and he's gonna make his whole family destitute. Mate, I gotta be honest. That's where I'm leaning. I really want you to be right. I like the conspiracy to be right, but even if the conspiracy is right, I think the conspiracy will still be 10 times more fun than any game that follows it. But weirdly, there are now more questions because, like you said, even if it turns out he has nothing to do with any of this stuff, then there are the questions, like you said, of like, well, why were you tweeting at 3 a.m.? Why, when you got to this point, did you not do anything? Or how did you allow it to get to this point and not do anything? How did Kojima not address this? How did you
get him to shut up?
How did you get Sony on board for this? And how did they not tell you, no, you have to be quiet? You cannot pretend to be Silent Hill.
Yeah,
that's not how this works. Like, how has this got through so many levels of things?
Yeah,
because
that's the thing as well. Like you said, Sony at one point needs to protect their own image, their own IP. And how did he get them to stop that?
Right,
because Sony don't just sit back and go, "What's going on?"
Right,
what's going on the internet?
They're a big corporation, right? There's no way they're just gonna, like, as much as people call Sony ponies. Yeah, they don't care about you. They've realized that giving you a great product gives them the most money, so that's why they give you good games and good consoles.
They took down Cyberpunk. They took down Cyberpunk because of what it made what them look like.
Yeah, they do not care about like
a CDPR. They're not gonna care about no bullshit indie dev.
Right, they don't care. They'll frick him over. So there's even more questions there. Like, weirdly, this guy might be a huge frick up, but an incredible business, like the most persuasive guy you've ever met.
Conman,
Conman's a better, It's just snake oil salesman, isn't it?
Super Dan writes in to our Discord server, just like you guys can by clicking the link in the description, and he says, "I'm starting to think that Sony fell for a scam, and Blue Box isn't capable of making a AAA game. I've seen some videos about their previous works, and they're all games that have been cancelled, and I think the only one that released was a shitty mobile game that cost like $3.
Yeah,
I think they might have fallen for a fucking scam.
This guy might be like the Ponzi of gaming scams,
right? Do you know what this reminds me of? This is gonna be classic Eddie right here. There's an episode of Smallville.
Oh, really?
It's funny. I've never mentioned it. I'm a fan of Smallville.
I didn't know that.
There's this one guy, 2 guys, I should say, who are salesmen of like copiers or something like that, and they're really shit. And it's one of the earlier seasons. There's a lot of cheese in this. The meteor strike from when Kal-El lands in Smallville
gives one of them the superpower to copy anything.
It gives them the superpower to negotiate anything. So they're salesmen, so they negotiate everything, right? Whenever they shake someone's hand, they can persuade them to do anything until that action is carried out, or until they get forcibly like smacked around the head or something like that. And one of these guys gets to the point where he's building a massive refinery plant on people's land in Smallville and making people sell them their land for like pennies and whatnot.
Right.
He's done that to Sony.
Yeah.
He's gone up to them, shaking their hands like, let me put a PlayStation exclusive game on there and ask no more questions. Of course, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Not going to do anything, why not?
Then once it comes out, it's like that post-nut clarity. Who okayed? I okayed this? When did I meet this guy?
And like Jonathan does that one time. He sells the farm and he's just like, that's my signature. It's like, and Sony are like, that's our signature. Did we say yes to that?
It says Sony right there, those 4 letters.
It says Mr. Sony. That's so strange.
When did we do this? Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
He could just be an incredible con man. And worst, I would get the impression he doesn't even realize he's conning people.
Yeah.
It's that bad. Like, at least the con man's honest that he's stealing from you, you know?
Exactly.
Like, that's his own goal is to steal from you, lie to you to steal your money. This guy probably thinks he's God's gift to gaming. Actually, he's God's gift to conning people.
Conning people.
Yeah.
T also wrote in and he says the abandoned app was a horrible idea. I don't know if they wanted to post a 3-second clip with the 3-second clip we've all seen to begin with, or if it's a last minute thing. Then why hype everyone up with "Are you ready?" tweet? Like what? The thing was just posted. That's the issue as well. If they hadn't just posted that clip,
Yeah.
then it would have been like, okay, then we're seeing it in the app and that's the first time.
Yeah.
But they posted the clip before the app went live, and then they went, oh, we've got technical difficulty, so 2-day delay on that. And then we're like, shit, it's up.
Here it is. It's never been done before. I've already seen it, though. Yeah, like, the thing that it's doing has never been done before. It's in-app generating the thing, but I've already seen it.
Yeah.
I've already seen it. So, like, I'm not gonna like if you have a really hyped up movie and you release a DVD before it comes out in cinemas and people buy the DVD or the Blu-ray or whatever, they're not gonna go to cinemas to watch it because they've already seen it.
Yeah.
So like that's not how this works, Hasan. Bruv, like what are you doing?
That's everything that's happened since our last episode of the Abandoned App. I'm honestly a little bit cheesed off.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hype. There was a lot of energy built up, and it's all just been wasted on this 4-second clip.
Been
of
a
guy
Cyberpunk.
walking.
I mean, not quite to that level, but
At least Cyberpunk was all positivity up until the moment, and then it just did.
Right.
Speaking of Cyberpunk,
yeah,
epic segue.
we're beefing out the True Gamers again.
We're beefing out the True Gamers. Speaking of Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's patch 1.3 has been released into the wild and was unveiled in a great CD Projekt Red stream. They broke down with a couple of developers what they're changing, what kind of stuff they're doing, how development's going, etc., etc. Something really strange, they didn't put a date on the patch, but then it came out the next day.
Yeah. You'd think you'd say it's coming out tomorrow, except maybe they just didn't want more delays.
That's a good point. That maybe don't mention
give dates.
Don't give
Yeah,
dates.
yeah.
That's the cue. That's the thing on the screen. It was like
No
and it's coming out on.
dates.
Oh, no date. Okay, we've got no date.
Yeah, just his earbud just go, no,
really soon.
Pavel, don't you say that.
Don't you dare.
Actually, it's all Pavels and Michaels, isn't it?
Pavels and Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Someone said. Michael. They tagged all the Michaels that are working there. Like,
It's
hey,
like 5
all
tweets
Michaels. Really fucking long. And then I replied to one of them going, now tag all of the women that are working there with their names ending in A in Poland. That's every single.
Yeah, they're all Michaela.
Every female name ends in an A. And then I think it was one of the Pavels too back, and he's like, I know what you
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Anyway, so yes, patch 1.3 has come out.
Yeah.
It's another massive laundry list of bugs.
Oh, the bug fix. How many are in this one?
Over like 200. Over 200 bugs.
How are there still that many bugs?
So many bugs. Some of them are quality of life stuff, I will say.
At this point, the number of bug fixes is kind of funny almost, you know?
It's bad. There's a bunch of quality of life fixes, like, for example, fixes to important things like traffic vehicles will now honk after hitting V.
That's what we were all crying out for since the launch of the game.
I know. I was actually more interested in this next one.
Oh, yeah?
Fix the issue where the tutorial tips weren't correctly displayed on 8K screens.
big. I mean, I know I for one was
A large part of the gaming audience
Huge.
worried about that one right there. Still no fix to the fact that no one in Night City rides a motorcycle other than you.
or that there's no one in Night City.
That as well. Oh wait, hold on a sec. Jackie drives a motorcycle. Sorry, rest in peace.
Right.
Espiritu Santo.
No one in Night City now drives a motorcycle.
People stopped driving motorcycles in solidarity for
Yeah.
Jackie's passing.
Oh, you know what it was? They told the public, oh, Jackie, hero of Night City, died in a motorcycle accident.
For safety reasons, no one's allowed to drive.
Yeah, that's it. Except V.
Except for you can do whatever
Right.
you want.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other fixes.
Yeah.
You can check it out at the CDPR website.
There is a
and
few things,
whatnot.
like they added a bunch of textures to things. So like all the katanas, at least the ones that I saw in the game, all look like katanas.
Yes.
Like much of a muchness.
Yes.
And then now there's like a bunch of different stuff on there and
etchings on
etchings
there,
and different
stuff like
colours and things like that, which is cool.
Yeah.
Apparently there's DLC in it.
Yes, so there's free DLC that they also released in this.
Yeah.
And I will detail those for you right now. You can get an Archer Quartz Bandit car from a specific mission. It's like an orange, sort of short, little sporty car.
Yeah.
You can get an alternative look for Johnny Silverhand. He's got like a comb-over look and a suit. You can get an illuminating samurai jacket and a chrome red jacket. And that's it.
I gotta say, this game is so beautiful, and I love the look. Like, I'm a huge Blade Runner fan. Cyberpunk is basically Blade Runner in a sense. I love the look, like that neo-futuristic neon sign kind of look. So in a weird way, I'm like, oh, sick. The light up samurai jacket sounds sick. How about some content? I was getting ready to say, because I didn't know what the DLC was. I just heard that there was some DLC. I cannot wait. That's the cutest fucking noise.
Sorry, Isla made a noise
I just
outside.
heard Isla like squeak, and she's so cute. I was getting ready to say, oh man, I'll probably check it out. I'll check out the new missions. There's one new mission. There's nothing, man. And it bugs me because I really want to like Cyberpunk. Even in 2 years' time, like after 2 years we were still playing Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I want to go back and play it and like it and love it. I want you to play it in Romance Pan Am and experience, because see what you think about it.
Yeah.
And it is such a good looking game.
It's hard to tell people to play Cyberpunk when it's like this.
That's the thing. I wouldn't tell anyone, yeah, go play Cyberpunk. I would tell them, go play Ghost of Tsushima, go play God of War, go play The Last of Us 2.
Can't tell people to play it.
Even though I know a lot of people ended up hating The Last of Us 2, but I would say it's good enough and it's well done enough that a bunch of it's still worth it overall. It's a worthwhile experience. God of War for sure, Ghost of Tsushima for sure. I could not honestly tell anyone to go and play Cyberpunk.
Exactly. I saw this. I was like, so to be fair, the bug fixes, they're kind of in a category of its own, right? The bug fixes are things that you should have had done in the first place. So you can't ask for any sort of merit for doing what you should have done.
Yes.
That's something you have to work through, and you didn't.
Right.
That's your issue right there. The free DLC, now it's free, so it's hard to say anything bad about it because it's free. It was given to you. But I also want to point out, half, if not more than half, I should say, are cosmetic stuff that you can't see because it's a first-person game.
Yeah. But at least you can get a haircut now, right?
No, you can't get.
Oh, you can't get a haircut.
At least you can
Interesting.
modify your body, right?
Right.
No, you can't.
No, you
do
can't.
that.
Well, what about like changing the car? You can modify the cars, right?
You can't modify the car.
Oh, you can't. What about, as we all know, we're big Sims fans. Everybody here is most people here are only here for the interior decorating stuff of Conbrosations.
Exactly.
We can modify V's apartment.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
Why did they
do any of this?
Why did they? And none of this is consequential in
No.
any way. Now, I will say in Witcher
Mantis were
3.
running. We got that back, right?
No, we didn't. In The Witcher 3, we did have free DLC with that game as well, and it was a lot of this. Yeah, we did, and it was actually stuff like this. It was like Geralt gets a new type of like armor.
Oh yeah.
There was a new type of like saddle for roads or something like that. There was this extra mission on the side.
Yeah, I do remember
And you
stuff
can
like
do
that.
X, Y, and Z, and there's mutagens that you can get.
Yeah, I remember that.
it was
One little point to that though.
Go on.
The base game was good.
That's a good point.
You know,
Solid point.
you know.
Yes. Do you have to point that out?
And also the paid DLC that they did end up releasing, which you obviously had to buy. Also good
Yes.
to a good game. So like, you know, maybe that's a factor.
So when I'm like, so when I see this, I try to sit back, take a step back, and I'm like, okay, this is a bit like The Witcher 3 and how they did their free DLC and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, so maybe I shouldn't be annoyed. But you did the wrong in the first place, so you have the ground to make up. What I would have done is even held this back, and I would have waited for the next gen patch and the first big content expansion, and release them all at the same time. And guys, we messed up. Here's the first expansion. Here's the free DLC. Here's the next gen update. Go mad, go nuts.
Here also a major thing.
Almost like a relaunch to the game.
It should be a relaunch, and the thing they should do, so you hit the nail on the head. In my opinion, there should be a relaunch, 100%, and it should come with third person. So it's a new game now. It's a new game. You bring it out in third person. You say, okay, look, third person. You can do. Sorry about like the car mods. We can't. You know, hopefully it'll come out later. But you can modify yourself and haircuts and like stuff you're gonna see on you. Totally doable now.
Yeah.
With third person, it's a new game. It's functionally a new game.
Yeah.
Couple, gotta be like 5 to 10 pretty decent free DLC missions.
Yeah.
The squeaks. I think she's laughing or something.
Yeah.
And then it actually would functionally be a new game if they brought out third person. If they brought out third person body mods and haircuts, and that sounds silly to care about that, but like body mods is major to me.
It's a major thing in Cyberpunk in general.
Right.
So like it should be in this game.
Right. And I would like to see, you know, Mass Effect had this Paragon Renegade scale of like you pick the good guy option or the rogue cop kind of option.
Yeah.
I would like to see them implement the more modifications you get, the more penalties you get to like speech options
type thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
or even just like let's say V starts off at like a 10 for persuasiveness in the game, right? Let's say you need a 20 to get like the really good options, and below that you only get bad options. Let's say if you start at 10 just as you start, and then you go and get a bunch of stuff, you maybe come down to a 3 and you can't get some options. Maybe you can't romance a character or something, right? Or a bunch of
these
other
are
things.
deeper things that aren't even like a
That's
modification
I
to
would
the
like,
game.
but if they brought out the game with third person and the body mods, just visual stuff, like so I can get like robotic arms or legs or something, like the double jump feature, I want robo legs. Show me robo legs, right? Or legs with like little jetpacks in them for the second jump. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Do that, bring out in third person, and I would replay the game. I'd replay it in third person because I think that makes a huge difference. And I think it would feel like a new game. Until you bring out third person, you're not going to get the relaunch. When you bring out third person, I think you can argue relaunch.
That's the thing. That's fundamentally changing the game.
But
Relaunch,
is it though?
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Though? Because the game's still there, right? All you have to do is detach the camera from the face.
It's a different experience when you do it in third person. That's why it's such a big deal to you.
Yeah.
Relaunching, in my opinion, is launching the same thing again, but working.
Well, yeah. At this point, it would be working. Yeah.
And with content, like decent content in it.
Yeah,
at least that's the bare minimum anyway. If they want to go above and beyond, they want to do stuff like you said.
We're saying the same thing.
I feel like it's a bit different.
Okay.
If they wanted to go above and beyond and make this whole brand new thing and just redefine what Cyberpunk 2077 is, they can go down your route, but that is a massive overhaul, and that's probably outside of the realm's possibility, in my opinion.
I feel like that's not what I said. I'm not to like get into the nitty-gritty. What I thought I pitched was bring out a big new patch with new content, new DLC, like you're saying. Yeah. But the relaunch factor, you can argue the relaunch by just, in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal to say because the camera's just attached to his head. But we know they have 3D in there because you can get that view when you're on the motorbike or the car, right? So just attach the camera.
I think the things there's other. I mean, this is getting into nitty gritty stuff, and you never should when you're having like a conversation like this. But then there's like all kinds of like you have to. So how does like shooting work? Do you have to have a cover mechanic where you go behind like a wall or
Leave
whatever?
it with that one.
That's the thing, and in my opinion, if they wanted to go for third person, they'd have to fine tune that sort of stuff.
Also, they kind of do have a cover mechanic. I mean, you can hide behind stuff in the game and get cover.
Yeah, I think it only works because it's in first person though. Because if there was a mod for you to
I
see
see what
third
you mean.
person, it would probably look
You
terrible.
need something where, like, when you're near cover and you press square, he ducks into cover.
Yeah,
I feel you on that, sure.
Which is like an animation thing.
That's
which is
totally
probably,
different.
Yeah.
And then also you have to go in and say everything that can be used as cover. Yeah, activate this thing.
You have
I
to
get
make it
that.
sticky and stuff like that.
I do get that.
If they wanted to go that far, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And that would definitely be a relaunch of Cyberpunk in a way that I can't even. I'm not even.
See, I'm not even
talking
thinking
about.
of the cover, but bring out big DLC and then say, guys, we're giving you all this stuff. We and start pumping it as like, okay, Cyberpunk relaunch. We know we messed up. We're giving you all this stuff. Everything you asked for, third person view. We're relaunching the game. It is different. It's a different experience now with everything but. So I thought we were closer, but maybe. Yeah, oh, that's ridiculous.
I love how the thing is they hyped it up.
Yeah.
They made like a announcement. We're going to do a stream, and I was going to do a live stream watching it and reacting with the like community and stuff like that. It turns out it was going to be at like 5 o'clock and I wouldn't be done with work and shit like that. So I was like, all right, it's not going to happen. And I was expecting to see this big thing coming out afterwards. Or at the very least, the release date for the next gen update.
Come on, where's that? Where is it?
No release date whatsoever.
Where is it? Because it doesn't run on previous gen.
Apparently, and I didn't watch the stream, apparently they even mentioned how difficult it is to try and get the game to run on base gen consoles. And last gen consoles. We told you from day one this shouldn't be on PS4 and Xbox One.
We've been saying that since 2018. We've been saying that.
We know the business decision behind that. We know.
Yeah.
But then this is what you get.
Right. Yeah, don't cry when you give in to freaking the golden goose of the dollar and it croaks because you don't make any money because it doesn't work.
We told you this.
Yeah.
And then there's all those people that we said, like, previous gen is holding back games. No, they're not. No. From the horse's mouth themselves. Anyway, that's Cyberpunk 2077's 1.3 patch. It's available right now. Go check it out if you want.
Yeah, definitely do that.
If you got an 8K screen, the tutorial tips have now
works.
Yes.
I know a lot of people crying out for that. So, what a ridiculous situation. It's like them and Hasan Kahraman tied for ultimate frick-ups.
Yeah.
You know?
They really
Ridiculous.
did. They really did. Our next topic. Halo Infinite.
Gaming.
So Xbox have announced the Gamescom showcase for the 24th of August, coming up very, very soon right now. If I have the time, I'd like to do a watch along for that as well. It should be quite fun. Apparently, it's going to be like...
I won't have time to watch it, though, because it's the day after Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, so...
Solid point.
I won't be watching
Solid point. There you go, right there. Also, opening night live from Jeff Keighley as well is happening on the 21st. So... Oh my god, so much.
I won't be watching that because Summer Games Fest sucks so hard.
I'm sorry right there.
We'll probably watch it and make content. I lied.
Exactly. There's going to be announcents for sure.
We're games journalists. I lied to you.
Exactly.
Can't trust anyone except us.
Known about games journalists. Right so it's less than a week away, this Gamescom showcase, and they say you'll get in-depth updates from some of our previously announced Xbox Game Studios titles alongside some third-party partners, including some of our subscription service, Game Pass, and much, much more.
Okay.
The big question I want to ask you is, will we finally get a release date for Halo Infinite? Because it, like Horizon Forbidden West, still has the holiday 2021 thing attached to it, and we are almost in holiday 2021.
That's true.
And we haven't got a release date. People are scared. It's all but confirmed, according to the internet, that Horizon Forbidden West is delayed to 2022.
Crazy. No one saw that one coming.
No one saw that one coming.
But luckily, we're still getting God of War this year. Isn't that right, Corey?
Corey!
You told us 2021. That's what you said, your words. So...
And you said it'll be here when it's ready in 2021. That's what you said.
That's what you said. You haven't gone back on that yet. Never happening, yeah.
And also, we think that that's going to go delayed. That's what everyone thinks right now. But no one has that feeling about Halo, including myself, actually.
Yeah.
But I wonder why that's different, and let's have a discussion about that. Do you think we're going to get the release date at this Gamescom event? And also, is there a chance they could get delayed? Is that what are your feelings about that?
I'm going to say I actually agree that it won't get delayed.
Yeah.
Mainly out of a technicality, which is then they aren't going to tell you the date. And so delayed, it's being delayed. They just haven't released when it was supposed to come out, so it keeps getting pushed back. They're still aiming it. So like if it comes out in December, but it was supposed to come out in October, no delay because they never announced.
Right.
So when they give us a date, the game will be ready. That's my suspicion. I do think it probably is coming out this year.
Yeah.
And I also think it doesn't matter because no one's paying full price for it.
That's a good point. There may be people on PC that want to play this because they're like there's a lot of
you can't
Halo.
get it on you can't get it on Game Pass on PC.
Well, that's the thing. That's a good point. Actually, it's probably going to be on Game Pass PC.
I'm hoping. I say hoping, but I suspect that you'll see a surge in Game Pass users because it'll be the cheapest way to get Halo day one, day and date. You know?
Yep.
So it'll go from like 23 million to 23.5 million or whatever.
I think it's probably around about 25 right now. Probably. Yeah. That's my estimation.
Cool. Still below half of what they need to turn a profit, which still won't work even when they have 50 million, which I think they'll get there.
Yeah.
By the way, when they get there, they'll need probably close to 100 million users because costs will increase.
It's going to go up. Yeah.
But despite that fact, I think there'll be a lot more people joining Game Pass to get it cheaper. I think it won't matter what the release date is because by the time they tell you, the game will be ready. I don't think they're telling us at this event.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that your call there?
Yeah, I think we see a tweet, like an announcement later.
That's the thing. Halo is a big enough name that they could do it any time and the word will get out.
Yeah.
What time it's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like some indie game that's like, I need the stage. It could come out any time and people will know.
It's also well known that a lot of the biggest like YouTubers and Twitch content creators, most of those guys are Halo fans, as it turns out. Like a bunch of those, like Ninja and Tfue, who are two like very well-known games. Tfue's huge in...
Ninja?
It's a guy that came up playing Ghost of Tsushima.
I know that game. I know that game. All right.
And so he picked Ninja because obviously he starts as samurai and turned into like Ninja.
Sounds about right.
Right. Here you go. But those guys came up in Halo, like in the comp scene and stuff. And it's annoying because, like you say, Halo is big enough. Halo's a console pusher. Or it would have been if you didn't have Game Pass. Determined to kill themselves and the entire infrastructure. I'm not going to get into a Game Pass rant, but like
it will be very interesting in terms of like console sales because in the last NPD month, which was June, Xbox outsold PlayStation in the US by something like 4,000 units. It was
wow,
that's how big of a difference it was. It was something like 78,000 and 74,000 and whatever it was.
And that's all Series X's, right? Oh wait, no, we don't know.
We don't know, but everywhere else, PlayStation dominating. And people were like, is the tide turning? And that was after the E3 event. The E3 event. Because it was a lot of good games announced there. And it was going to be on Game Pass. Not in the immediate future, but it pushed sales.
Absolutely not. But I think we will see a spike for Halo. Yeah,
I think we'll see a spike around whenever Halo comes out.
Yeah.
Now.
Although, why bother? Because they're pro-consumer, so anything for the next year can be played on the old-gen consoles, right? Just get an Xbox One super sad serial, no gaming Game Pass machine.
I have a suspicion
of
why the date hasn't been announced yet. Oh, bless you. And your laptop is closed upside down.
That?
How did you... I just want to show everyone on the YouTube thing there. It's upside... closed upside down.
Yeah, it folded over, upside down, shut itself, and ended up on its back. How did it do that?
It did a somersault. It's the Tokyo Olympics of laptops.
That was weird.
I have a suspicion of why it's not been announced yet.
Okay.
I think they're waiting to find out when Call of Duty Vanguard is going to get released. Not that I think that it's afraid of it. It's because it is a very powerful... I mean, fucking COD sells every single
it's the FIFA of shooters.
It doesn't miss.
Yeah.
It doesn't miss.
Yeah.
It may miss in, like, quality. People might go, oh, fuck this goddamn game.
We've
Same
moved
thing
away
every
from
single
COD
year.
for that reason, but yeah.
but it sells every single year.
You don't want to
tens of
compete with
millions.
it.
Exactly.
Certainly not by accident. If you could pick, you would go before or a few months after.
People don't want to put out games that are in different genres around Call of Duty. Imagine being another FPS in the FPS.
For sure.
And also
and
Battlefield.
FPS, and an FPS that's only on one, arguably two systems, not cross. So, you're
even more limited right there. And then also Battlefield for 2042, which is looking amazing right now. People are saying looking good. It's not a good time, so you got to really thread the needle and find the perfect day for it.
Like I said, I think we're not going to get the date. I suspect that we're not getting the date because they aren't quite ready yet, and by not giving us a date, they're not delaying, which is way smarter than delaying. So I am actually all for that. Even if it gets pushed into next year, if they just say, we missed 21, but we didn't delay, like we never actually gave you a date. We said 21, we were wrong. That's not a delay. Like, sorry, we missed it. We were incorrect.
I think people are very forgiving as well, especially after like COVID and like production delays. People are okay with some delays.
Right,
like
and
that.
the fact that if they don't say right, it will be out October 23rd. That is the date. It's getting pushed back. Then that's a delay. But if we say it gets to 22. And they're like, we did say 21, but we were never ready, and we never gave you a date. We never gave you a date. We were incorrect. It is definitely coming this year, but like we haven't given you a date yet. We'll give you a date when we're ready, when it's coming out. No delays. We're not going to give you a date and push it back. We just weren't ready, so we didn't give you a date. I think people are way more forgiving of that than like the Cyberpunk thing. Give us a specific date, miss it. Specific date, miss it. Push it. I do think that you're right, and they are waiting to see when COD comes out. And I think what they'll do is, even if it's ready now, they will not give a date at this thing, wait for COD and Battlefield to duke it out, and for that, like wherever people go to settle and for their money to replenish a bit more, so that it'll probably come out in December, will be my guess. And not, let's say it could be ready now, and I still think it would come out in December. That somewhere in the early November they would say,
I could see that.
they'll say, it's ready, we're releasing December 12th or whatever, right? Or December 20th, something like that. It'd be ready for you, and it will be right in that window of people have saved money for Christmas. Their gaming pool has sort of replenished. They've played COD a bit. They're bored of it already because the time span, the attention span for CODs has been decreasing steadily since 2007. So that would be my suspicion, that we get it in December and we get the announcement tweet for it somewhere in early or mid-November.
I think.
So I think we don't
like
get the date
idea.
now.
I
feels like it fits, right?
It feels like it fits. I think this event, we might not get it. And that will bring up a conversation. It'll be great to have as well. They're like, so what is going on? Is it just that, or is there anything more we're thinking about? It will be insane if it does get delayed into next year, because this game was supposed to come out for the launch of the Xbox Series X. To delay from, was it November the consoles? November. Go past another year, November. This was supposed to be sell the console in the beginning. It was like, guys, you want to buy an Xbox Series X on day one because it's going to have Halo Infinite, the Xbox game, and it doesn't come out for another 2 years.
I bet you there is a warehouse full of Halo branded Xbox, not ones, Series X's and S's.
Could be.
I bet there is a bunch of them.
Because there was a ton of marketing that went out for Halo.
There was. Hell's yeah, there was.
Monster energy drinks. There was a ton of them. Double XPs and stuff going out there. There was Doritos. There was Mountain Dew. That's the thing. They probably had an expiration date on them, right? All of the marketing went out because it was so close to the actual release that they delayed it, and there was no way to turn back. So, and that, do you know, people are saying they can't find Series X's anywhere because the stock's really low. That could be a reason why. It's because they made a whole bunch of Halo branded ones. They stuck them in a warehouse and they went, shit, we've delayed the game, so we can't release the consoles, and they're just gathering dust over there.
That might be another reason the Xbox has a spike in sales, because those will hit the market right around Halo time.
There'll be an influx
so suddenly
of consoles.
People will be able to get Xbox X's, Series X's, or S's if anyone wants that.
They're available.
And not only that, but for Halo, in Halo branding. So I would not be surprised to find that month and the month after are huge for Xboxes, and then the race comes back to where it was before. To be honest, if Halo's good enough, I would consider it.
Yeah.
Halo is that good of a game. To me, it's special to me. Let me rephrase that, because I'm not putting my name on Infinite. But 1 through 3,
Halo.
absolutely. Apparently, the Master Chief Collection is exactly that. So yes.
Can't wait to get my teeth into that.
Yeah.
I just did a bit of quick math because there was one other angle that I thought about. The reason why you wouldn't want to compete with Call of Duty as well is because Call of Duty earns a lot of money for you as a platform holder as well.
Yes, it does.
I just did a math and let's say they sell like 13 million, which was the number that like Cyberpunk sold in the first 10 days or whatever. Let's say they sell 12 million. If half of those are digital sales going through the Microsoft Store, and you get 30% of that, that's over $100 million worth in just pure profit that you take off at the top right there.
Just cream.
Don't just turn that away.
No, you don't.
You don't just turn that away.
Plus microtransactions for whatever Battle Royale comes with it.
You don't just turn that away. So it's in your interest to put this at another time.
And your console pushing, just intrinsic to the name Xbox title, which has had some problems in the last few years and had a bunch of negative press for this one release, doesn't have to go up head to head with a thing that will therefore cost you money on that front.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to split that money because you know for a fact that money is not getting split appropriately because a bunch of people are going to get it on Game Pass because you're trying to push Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like, so I agree just on that, on a bunch of different bases.
Bases?
I don't know, but it's not coming out around COD.
I think so too. All right. Our final topic.
GTA 5 getting remastered. That's the only one they're remastering.
The GTA remaster trilogy is apparently real. And apparently coming to Nintendo Switch as well. Which is
really
fucking mad. I don't know how the fuck they're going to get that done.
As if GTA wasn't enough stuff.
Right. I'm going to read the first couple paragraphs of this Kotaku article here. It says, after months of rumors and speculation, Kotaku has learned from sources that Rockstar Games may be remastering 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games. Currently, it appears these games will be releasing later this fall for a multitude of platforms, including the portable Nintendo Switch.
Gaming.
Well, luckily we got the Pro, so it can handle the extra power.
Right, yeah, it's the extra processing. And
exactly. We can do 4K everything. It's everything. Great. For the past year, rumors have swirled on Twitter, Reddit, and various message boards that Rockstar is working on remakes or remasters of the classic PS2 era Grand Theft Auto titles. These rumors only grew in popularity as Rockstar parent company Take-Two Interactive used DMCA takedowns to remove classic GTA mods from the internet, while announcing that the publisher had 3 remasters in development.
Yeah. Good guy Rockstar removing all this all these mods,
DMCA, while Kotaku can't confirm what all of those teased remasters titles specifically are, we can confirm via corroborating details from the 3 sources that GTA remasters are currently in the final stages of development. Kotaku has reached out to Rockstar for the remasters in the future re-releases, but our sources so far had a reliable track of records and have alerted us to updates to GTA Online, Red Dead Online in the weeks in advance prior to their updates.
Yeah.
According to these sources, Rockstar is actively in development of remastered versions of Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That's my baby right there.
And Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. All 3 of these games will be remastered in the Unreal Engine and will be a mixture of new and old graphics. One source who claims to have seen a snippet of the game in action said that the visuals reminded him of a heavily modded version of a classic GTA title. The UI in the games are being updated too, but will remain the same classic style. No details were shared about the gameplay, but Kotaku has been told that these remastered titles are trying to stay true to the PS2 era of GTA as much as possible. How do you feel about that news, bro?
I love the idea of getting a Vice City again, like getting my teeth stuck into that game. Well, talking about the music, I doubt they're getting that awesome soundtrack back. That's going to be way too expensive.
Oh, music is always the killer.
Music is a killer, and even Rockstar, where they make that much money from GTA 5, they're just going to be like, nah, that's too much. Forget it.
Is it going to produce us even more money after all of the sales have been done? Then get lost.
Right, and also because it isn't a standalone,
that's true,
and it's wrapped in, they're going to be like, we're giving them 3 games, like it'll be enough. So it will lose that classic. Does it say if it's? I thought it was a bundle.
It might be a bundle.
I thought it was coming as a bundle. Maybe I made that up, but I was pretty sure that was the thing that I saw.
If it was standalone, I'd still buy them.
Well, that's the
But
thing.
it
If
could
it
be a
was
bundle.
standalone, I would buy them. But I also think if it was standalone, they would get more attention.
Yes, yeah.
And what I think the sad truth is, people are going to spend all their time on GTA 5 remastered online.
That's unfortunately the truth, isn't it? Yeah.
Look, San Andreas is a great game, but in my opinion, Vice City was better. In my opinion, I know that's not very popular and fine, but the reality is people are just going to spend all their time on GTA 5, and you notice that you're not getting GTA 6, and they didn't bring out a different remastered GTA because they didn't want to take anything away from GTA 5. What you're getting is GTA 3, 4, and 5 together, so that you can always have access to 5 online.
Yep. They don't want to take anybody away from 5 online
absolutely.
at all right there.
So,
Ugh.
yeah, that's the thing.
I'm excited for Vice City again, though. I'm
Me
excited.
too.
I'm interested in what their solution is for the music, though, because it was such a core part of
Such
the
an
game.
iconic soundtrack.
And
that I honestly am worried that not having that soundtrack driving around, I think it's Miami,
it's supposed to be, yeah.
won't have the same feel.
That's the big issue. And you know what? I'm looking forward to San Andreas as well, so I can work out and be fat as well.
Yes.
Same time.
Of course.
I go work out, be hench, and then I'll eat loads of shit at the Cluckin'.
Yes.
What is it? Is it Cluckin'?
Chicken? It's Cluckin' Chicken, isn't it?
Cluckin' Chicken, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember it's Cluckin' something. Hey, eat loads of chicken, and then go and be fat, and then go work out again, and then come back, and
it's our real life.
it's all I want.
It's my real life health journey.
Exactly. Fat hench. Just go like that. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to these remakes. I did buy the PS2 ports that were on the PS4.
Oh, did you?
Vice City, but you know how I am with old visuals.
Yes.
It really does something to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be here, really. And I immediately used the cheats for a little bit, and then I did a bit of
Did you remember them off the top of your head?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. My memory.
I feel like I maybe don't remember them, but if I see the codes again, I'll put them in once or twice and be like, oh yeah, I know the muscle memory.
Oh,
Up, down, left, right, R1, R2, you know. I wanted the rocket launcher on.
I pull out the jetpack, pull out rocket launcher, pull out some grenades.
Spawn in
some
a
havoc.
tank.
Yeah. Immediate 5 stars straight away.
Because it's so much fun.
So much fun.
And then,
and
again, one of the big deals is with the soundtrack being so good for Vice City. I know people do it in everything, where you just go drive around and obey the traffic laws, but doing it where you have some of the best songs ever. Think Guardians of the Galaxy level music.
Yeah.
Right? But you're driving around sunny Miami in like some stolen Corvette or something. I don't know, man. I'm really excited that a bunch of you guys who weren't even born when Vice City came out will get to experience Vice City. It probably won't be as good from the music standpoint, but it's a great story. It's a freaking fun game. And hopefully the music will be good enough that you guys will be like, man, I can't believe like we got to play that. You know, everybody talks about GTA 5 online and all stuff, but like Vice City, man, I'm looking forward to having some new Vice City fans to talk with.
It will be so cool. If it happens, you bet your ass we're going to have like a whole episode talking about it.
Yeah.
Did it capture the magic again? Did it do this?
Mate, if they do a Vice City online, we'll do just a drive. We'll do a Miami night drive or something with the boys. We'll just all go. Everybody gets on the same radio station, and we'll just drive and just hang out. Right.
Oh, boy.
That would be jokes. Also, one of the weird things, I believe the streets were correct for Miami. It was just renamed. And it would be cool to know your way around Miami and then go there and be like, oh, hey, if we take a right here, we'll get to City Center.
Way.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Not really cool. Not going to get you laid cool, but but like gaming cool.
Not like World of Warcraft. Not like
right.
that.
World of Warcraft. You're not going to be cervix pounder 69 because of it, you know?
Oh boy. Let me see. There was some
gaming comments.
Let's read some gaming comments, guys. So that's all the topics. Actually, let me just double check my topics because I usually have like 1 or 2 sprinkled other ones in there. There was a rumor as well. This is just a rumor for now. Oh god, Jesus Christ! Phone's ringing here. What's going on? There was a rumor that From Software is apparently working on a PlayStation 5 exclusive IP.
Okay.
Apparently even more Souls-like than Elden Ring.
So is it going to be a Souls game then?
Souls and Souls and Souls.
right?
Anyway, that's just the rumor, and that's all the information that we have on that. So I just wanted to put that in at the end.
You know what they should do is just go full sucker punch and make something they've no reason to be in and make it the best thing ever made. Like they'll do Sims.
Why not? Right?
You know, they'll call it like Family Simulator or something like that, and it will just smash Sims.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like an RTS. It'll be, they'll do they or maybe they shouldn't, but I think it would be funny if they did make a game that is just so outside their wheelhouse and it be the best one ever made.
That would be hilarious, and what a conversation that would be.
Right?
These guys made Souls games, just made everything else.
And then maybe we'd be able to talk Bethesda into making a good game. make a game, but make it good. You know? Why you got some Simpsons here and run stuff?
That's one of the next things I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to pop this up on the screen, hopefully about now. There's this one YouTube channel called Reubs. Yeah. And this video was sent to me by Sean because he heard us speaking about Simpsons Hit and Run and how great and how much we love it and things like that. This guy went into Rip the Game and took all of his assets and all of the game and even modified all the animations and the mechanics, chucked it into Unreal Engine 5.
Gaming.
Added RTX to it as well, so you had ray trace reflections and everything. And remade, without going into too much painstaking detail and killing himself for no reason.
I mean, I would say this is already painstaking in comparison to what we do, but mate, I want this. I want this.
Here we go.
No, I want this.
So talking also, there's one bit here. This is further on. Here we go. So this is the game. He remade the game as best as he could without going into too much detail. He remade Simpsons Hit and Run, and do you want to know what's better? He's got a Patreon, and he said you can download this demo if you're one of my patrons. I'm going to go sub to his Patreon so I can get this game again.
Yes.
This is our intro. This is the true game intro.
We have, by the way, said multiple
Ray trace
times
reflections in the windows.
Before this, we've said a bunch of times that Simpsons Hit and Run was the best car-related game ever made. Not necessarily a racing game, because then you get into Mario Kart and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is one of the best games involving cars as like a main storytelling mechanic ever made. This looks incredible.
The Quickie Mart. And watch when he gets inside the Quickie Mart as well.
This is totally worth it. Let's get it.
Look at this, the floors.
The ray tracing on the floor. What? Mate, and he's kept all the dialogue stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
This is incredible. I want this.
Donuts is everything you could ever want.
I want
it. I was like, I need to get this game. I don't care how much the pledge
what's the Patreon cost?
I don't know. I haven't looked at that bit yet because he only just sent that to me recently. But oh my god, just so great. Look.
Yeah, the dude. Yeah.
Oh
man, this is great.
It's just fantastic.
This is great. This is also one of those things where if it turns out this thing is full of bugs, I'm not going to be pissed.
It's just a guy trying to follow his heart, you know?
What's his Patreon link? Show me the link. I want to check it out.
I wish I... Hold on a second. Where's this thing? It's in the description.
That is amazing.
His Patreon link isn't here.
What the frick? No!
Oh my god, I've just noticed this. So Joe McGinn, can you search for Joe McGinn, who that is? And type in Simpsons as well, see if anything comes up. It says, "Hi, I'm the lead designer for the original game.
Yeah.
Amazing what you've accomplished. Really gives us a taste of what a full modern remaster could be. Impressive work. Could you imagine doing this for fun?" And the lead designer comes up to you and goes, "Bro."
I can't find him, by the way.
No? Oh. It's probably... Could this be nobody? Could you imagine?
It could be no. It's just a guy.
Let's just see. Joe McGinn.
I might have typed the name wrong. I got up... I got up Mayor Quimby.
Hold on.
That's all it said for me.
Wiki Simpsons. Yeah, he served as the lead designer for Simpsons Road Rage Hit and Run.
Gaming.
That is amazing. Must be really cool for this guy.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Damn. And also, it hasn't been sued into the ground.
Yeah. And he is kind of releasing it as well. So there's a... Ooh, maybe that's why the Patreon link isn't there anymore. Yeah. Oh, let me see. Patreon
I'm searching the same thing. I've just got Simpsons Hit and Run Remaster Download is what I searched for.
About Money Boy
I don't think that's it. We should search this when we're not on.
Maybe. Anyway, that's all the topics that we have.
Yeah.
I think we just do one more double check. Oh yeah, Ghost of Tsushima comes out pretty soon. Pretty
Yes, it
fucking
does.
hyped for
I don't know if we probably haven't mentioned it on the show, but we both quite enjoyed that game.
Fair.
I think maybe you're a bit more of a fanboy than I am.
I
I thought it was
pretty
okay.
big fanboy.
I thought it was okay.
He was like,
Yeah, it's alright.
let's kick it over to our boys over on the Discord server.
Yeah.
Another one from guys. What if a band? Newsletter. To me, he asked the question. What makes? Let me start that again. I've started so badly.
Thanks to the movie magic editing that we can do, no one will see that.
No one will see this. What to you makes an open world game fun that keeps you coming back to play it? It says, to me, it's a fun traversal system, like Spider-Man or certain parkour games set in Italy/Turkey, which we don't mention the name of. Or that typical sandbox loop, like GTA, Red Dead Redemption, or Mafia, etc. I guess this comes down to how interactive the world is and how alive the world feels.
Yeah.
Nowadays, games tend to focus on side quests to fill out your time, rather than having fun and to keep me coming back. As much as I love Ghosts, God of War, and Horizon, etc., they don't have anything for you to do after 100%ing. Whereas the Italy parkour game, I can still run around the city and fight guards. GTA or Mafia, I can still drive around and cause havoc. And Spider-Man, I can swing around and stop criminals long after 100%ing the game. It leads me to think that games like Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost and Horizon are great story games with optional things to do, but not fun open world games. Maybe I just missed the sandbox type gameplay that I want back because I played a lot of them during the PS2 and 360 era days. This is partly why I'm excited for the GTA remasters and have been enjoying Elva streams of Sleeping Dogs.
Yep.
I'm in no way saying that those games aren't good, but they're missing something that other than the open world other open world games used to have. Do you two feel the same? I do feel what you're saying. I feel like actually Horizon is more of an open world game.
Horizon's more open world than God of War for sure.
I was going to say God of War maybe doesn't fit in that category.
It's like a closed open world.
It's a closed world where you kind of don't know where the edges are, but they are there.
They are there and you bump into them all the time.
Exactly. Because you can't go anywhere you want in things. It's not like one of those things. But Horizon definitely is an open world and you can go everywhere. Yeah. And there isn't anything to do after you 100%. That's
same with Ghost.
Different con point to that. Same with Ghost as well right there.
I think you actually said it pretty well, Diogo. As much as it pains me to agree with you and give you any praise.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend doing it.
No.
Do you want to circle back? Do you want to take a step back?
Yeah, get fucked, Diogo.
Diogo, you suck. You're stupid.
You're an idiot. That was the dumbest question ever asked.
Exactly.
I will say, because it's funny that you said one thing about like how alive the world feels, and to me, I think the ultimate game for how alive the place feels is Ghost of Tsushima. Mm? But what it doesn't have is that like Spider-Man thing. I think Spider-Man's the best example of this.
It's good.
Where you can, or Infamous Second Son does it really well as well.
Yeah.
And so does GTA, where it's just like you can just hang out and do this thing. I think it is a lack of stuff to do to get where you're going to go, or just go around stuff. So like Ghost of Tsushima, although it is gorgeous, you would not find yourself just jumping on your horse and running over fields, right? Whereas with like in a similar sense of just traveling places in GTA, like you can just hop in a car and like the town feels alive. A big criticism of Cyberpunk, you know, the place feels alive and you're listening to great music, you know. Spider-Man, the place feels alive and you're having fun swinging around places and you can stop baddies if you want. Second Son, the place feels alive, you're having fun like fire boosting around places and you can fight baddies if you want. And you don't really get that with Ghost of Tsushima because although it is gorgeous and beautiful and all that stuff, it just doesn't, the place feels alive but it just doesn't feel like there's anything to do. Whereas like the web swinging is the thing you're there for. Same with like that one game who we won't mention the production company. The parkour is the reason that you're there, even though weirdly enough Ghost of Tsushima's parkour is better than the last 5 titles.
Yep.
But you're not in a city. Like if you were in Edo or Tokyo, in Samurai era, doing it, I think the discussion changes.
Yeah.
I think if they give us a really big city in the next game, you probably will find Ghost 2 is, Ghosts of Japan is one of those games that you just find yourself turning on and parkouring over places. You know? I could easily see that. If they give us, like I said, Tokyo, where it's like a Rome or a London or something, absolutely. But for right now, like you say, it's just not. There's not enough draw.
No.
And I'm a simp for Ghost of Tsushima, and I just don't find myself turning it on to just run around.
I think the open world games that I think you can either have a fun traversal system,
yes,
or you can have a traversal system that doesn't annoy you. So
yes,
I will say riding on a horse isn't the best traversal system.
It's not fun.
It's slow, and sometimes the horse does its own freaking thing.
Yes, it does.
You run into a goddamn tree or something like that. It's not the best.
And you get off it, you park it somewhere, and it starts twerking on a roof or something.
Exactly. Now, like you said, with like some games fill out the open world with like side quests and things like that. That's fun, but the side quests inherently have to have a limit.
Yes,
you can't randomly generate quests. You can't do that.
Yes,
there has to be a limit of them, so that runs out as well.
And otherwise, they just become like Destiny dailies.
Exactly.
It's like, oh hey, I need 15 freaking acorns. Again.
Fucking.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I think The Witcher 3 is one of the best games for like how alive the world feels.
Yeah.
In a different sense, which is like all the side content feels so organic. Right? It really feels like there's real people and they have real problems and you're going to help them and solve it. Yeah. You don't find yourself coming back to The Witcher 3 just to run around Vellum, I
think that's the two things. You could either have open worlds, like you said, Miles Morales and Spider-Man, where there are they can just spawn a crime happening and then you can go fight that. Or you can have carefully curated side quests in the level of The Witcher 3, where there's a meaningful interaction, or Red Dead, where there's a meaningful interaction, and where there's a cool little maybe boss fight with a monster or a person or a bank robbery or something at the end of it. And then you're like, okay, that was cool, but they're limited.
Yeah.
So there's the two things. I'm okay with both of those, to be honest.
We have to do it right.
Exactly.
Exactly. You have to have you either get the incredibly curated, one and done, great side content that makes the place feel alive, or a really fun traversal system which will give you like randomly generated stuff to do, right? Like crimes and stuff. Another big hit to Cyberpunk is it was set to be a futuristic GTA. It could well have been. Town doesn't feel alive. Driving sucks. Music's not very good in my opinion, right? But it could have easily been a GTA where I could have believed, in 2019, beginning of 2019, that I would have spent hours, days, just driving around Night City, and then every now and then see like the right randomly generated event and get out and like freaking mantis blade my way through a thing and then outrun the cops and then go back to like just driving around and then go drive around the outskirts and get into stuff with nomads and then come back but they don't have that. It missed the market on everything. How not to do it? Cyberpunk.
Yes.
How to do it for cars and stuff? Simpsons Hit and Run, GTA, that one parkour games, Spider-Man, parkouring. Spider-Man's a good example of it as well.
Yeah. I think those are the elements. Yeah. And I think my personal opinion is that you need to have one of the other.
Yeah.
And
you
both of them are great as well. Both of them are great.
No one's going to tell you The Witch is a bad game. No one's going to tell you Ghost of Tsushima is a bad game.
Exactly.
Right? But you never find yourself coming back to it just to hang out on Tsushima.
Yeah.
And I freaking love that game. Spoiler alert. Big fan. But I don't.
Thank you for writing in with that, bro. That was a nice little conversation right there. What's going on? I think we got T did write in as well. It's like, I think we'll be getting the release date on the upcoming showcase for Halo Infinite.
Okay.
Contrary to what we said here.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm not gonna die on that hill.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not something we really. They'll do an overall. I don't know, but how I feel about Halo Infinite multiplayer looks good, but I don't really them.
What?
Can you help me out, teaser? It's in the third portioned
thing,
it.
I think we'll be getting a release date on the upcoming showcase. They'll do overall. I don't know how I feel about Halo Infinite in multiplayer. Looks good, but I don't really them. Huh.
Maybe he's saying I don't really play them. Maybe that's what he's trying.
Yeah,
he's gonna
maybe.
say there. He missed out the play bit.
Maybe he's saying he doesn't really play multiplayers, or he doesn't.
The multiplayer so far looks good to me. Everything I've
looks
seen.
Halo.
I listen to Xbox podcasts as well because I really want to get people's opinions.
Yeah.
Of people who are into that.
That's okay.
And they do. They're saying it looks great, and I'm like, ooh, all right.
This is a thing, not to like get on our own like horn here, but we do get accused of being Sony ponies all the time.
Yep.
Reality is, prior to a PS4, I was pushing hard for us to move to Xbox. Like, wasn't I really pushing hard? I was a big Xbox simp. I was a huge fan of the 360. I'm still a huge fan of the 360. And I was a big Halo guy because I wanted us to be able to play both COD and Halo and Battlefield, or all of those, I should say, instead of just COD and Battlefield. Yeah. And although we always constantly beef out Xbox currently because they're my ex, and I freaking hate her, you know, she broke my heart, man. We do go out of our way actually to get these opinions, and not just beef people out in the comments, but like if we didn't actually care about really knowing the world we were in, which is gaming overall, not just PlayStation.
Listen to these
Why would you listen to Xbox podcasts? You wouldn't.
Exactly.
And mainly also to hear the stupid propaganda they feed each other.
Stupid propaganda.
Stupid idiots, because they're not on Sony pony land. But
speaking of one bit of actual propaganda right here, so it's actually part of T's comment right here, and I saw this going around on Twitter, and it's actually a funny. People have been taking the piss out of this guy because, well, frankly, is what he said is stupidity.
Okay.
He says, I'd like to point out how some YouTubers are clearly Microsoft's friends,
right?
Like this one guy called Paris. It's Paris.
Don't know him.
Anyway, he's a YouTuber. We saw him going out to dinner with Phil Spencer, and he says things like, this is a quote from his, saying that because of Game Pass, games now don't have to rely on sequels. So they can make one game, and that's that. That's all it is. It's like sequels are not needed. It's you can just make the first game, and then that's good enough. And as if like a sequel's never made a game better, as if like the next game has never been better because of the first one.
I agree. God of War should have stopped at the very first game. No 2, no 3, no 4.
Exactly.
You know.
And what's really funny is that in that video where he quotes that, I think later on somebody asked him, like, what would you recommend to somebody?
One game everyone should play.
One game on Game Pass that everyone should play right now. And he labels like 4 games, and he says,
GTA 5.
You have to play the new Gears game, Gears whatever, Tactics or whatever. You have to play try Halo 5, Forza 4, all sequels.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Right. Ridiculous.
Anyway, and that's what he's saying right here. And he's pointing out the hypocrisy. Trust me, if you want to go and point out hypocrisy, that guy seems to be full of it.
Don't get me wrong. The thing is as well, I feel like we say a lot of stupid stuff, but we rarely say stuff that's hypocritical. Like generally, we have a point that sort of fits, and we're consistent to that view. Like for example, and lots of people don't agree with you, and I'm kind of in that boat as well, which is new games are better. Not just because they're new, but they make the best use of current technology, games development and storytelling and camera work and all that stuff has got better. And that while I absolutely love the original Halo trilogy, even I probably wouldn't go back. I have them, and I still have my Xbox 360, the one that didn't red ring.
Xbox 360 that didn't red ring.
I went through 3. I'm not joking. That I wouldn't go back and play those, but I probably would play the Master Chief Collection. And it's not that it's new that makes it that it's better, but that it's new and that makes it more playable, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't agree with you. Our friend Harry, our very good friend, spends literally thousands of pounds. Literally thousands of pounds on old games, even to the point of going and getting an old CRTV. Spent a decent amount of money to get an old TV so that it would work with the console in the way he originally played it.
Yeah.
What did he spend? He spent like £300 or £400 on the box for like an old Mario game on the SNES.
He had the game and he was like, the box is a little bit banged up on one side. I'm going to spend £300 on an empty box for this game.
Yeah, because he said that in the group chat. He's like, I just spent £300 and it's check out the box. I'm like, bro, you telling me you got ripped off on eBay? He's like, no, I wanted the box. Because I was like, oh shit, man! Like eBay will protect you. Like they are on the customer side.
They send you an empty box.
Yeah, you can go back to eBay, get refunded, and give the guy a bad review. He's like, no, I knew what I was getting. I'm like, wait. You bought the empty box on purpose? He's like, yeah, I needed the box.
He's a nutcase.
Also, the best bit is he already had a box, but it wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
But he's also, again, more like a collector.
Yeah.
Still a player. He likes to play those games, but he's collecting them as well. So we're on the other side. We like the newer stuff.
Yeah.
And you can agree or disagree, but we're never going to be like, oh, there's no need for sequels, and then only name sequels. We're going to be like, oh, hey, newer game. That doesn't mean it'll be better, but like newer game, we're going to be playing the newer stuff.
Exactly. And anything we do say that's critical of like, because we often get into the Game Pass idea, the Xbox idea, and we say, we're not saying, we never say anything that's completely dead, like we can never ever change our minds or never ever have something happen.
We will never play Game Pass or any subscription service because we
don't say that. It's like if something changes and something goes, oh well, this has changed the game now, then we're like, cool.
And we also tend to have opinions that are like
good.
They are good. So like as an example, the PS Plus collection, as of right now and as of the way you get it, is the best bang for buck gaming purchase you can make.
Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
Those titles at that price for something you needed anyway, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Will it change? Maybe. If it goes up in price, would that change? Maybe. But as we said it, I still believe it, because that makes sense. Does that mean Game Pass isn't worth the money? I would argue yes, but not necessarily. Not making that argument, just saying that this is better for what you're getting. That's it. Because we're right about everything. Did you find that guy's...
I think I did.
What's the pledge?
I think it's £20 a month. Oh. Now, it says here you have lifetime access to the project files even if you cancel. So I'm guessing it's like whatever's included in that time, you get it, and bada bing, bada boom.
Now, as we were saying about good opinions, think about this. It's only double, maybe triple Game Pass, but you get one game you actually want to play. Better than Game Pass. One guy. And he doesn't need 50 million subs to turn a profit.
Guy's making $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month.
Well, good for him.
Guy's good. This is great. Well, he's doing great work.
We need to learn how to port old games into Unreal.
Well, this is another thing. It says here, when you subscribe at this $20 a month thing, it says the C++ survival game course. So can we learn to code if we subscribe to him?
Mate,
guys, I'm becoming a game dev.
Boys,
I'm becoming a game dev.
First things first. Yes, this is how we spend your money.
Yes.
Just gonna put it out there. By the way, this is probably some of the more responsible things we've done with it.
Yep.
Secondly, can we actually learn C++ from this thing? Because to be honest, learning C++ for £20 a month is very reasonable. We paid way more to learn how to do like aseptic technique in a lab, and when have we ever used that?
Every day. Never used
so that. Do you know what's funny? I'll probably put a picture up on Twitter, but I found one of my old, what was it? Biochemistry books? Metabolic biochemistry.
Yeah.
And I flipped through it and I'm like, man, I used to know this stuff. Why would I ever learn this?
Why did I ever learn this bullshit?
And I still know the Krebs cycles. Like, I flipped to a page and I'm like, oh, hey, that's the Krebs cycle. Why do I know that?
Why do I know that?
No, it's the citric acid cycle. I'm sorry. Like, why do I know that? Why do I know that off by heart? But I don't know how to do my taxes. I don't know. I would have to learn the first step to get a mortgage. But I can tell you how ATP is made.
Yes.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That was useful.
More important than learning anything.
All that got me was 40 grand in debt and no science job.
Yeah. So if you can subscribe to our Patreon, we can help clear that debt.
Yes. Maybe that's what we should be putting the money towards.
Frig
it.
Guys, thank you for tuning into another episode of the True Gamer Podcast.
That's right.
Remember, this weekend you guys are going to be getting another True Gamer Plus episode. Bear with us because I do have a party planned for Isla's birthday party with like friends and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to push things around. I'm hoping I still have time for it. I think I can still work it in, but bear with me. It might be like Monday it comes out rather than Sunday normally, but we'll see how things go. But that has been this episode of the True Gamer Podcast done and dusted. Maybe next week we can talk about 12 minutes. We can also talk about Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut as well, because it'll be out by then.
Yeah.
And we'll also be talking about the Xbox showcase and the opening night live from Jeff Keighley. Should be a really fun, packed episode.
Should be good.
And I will catch you guys all in the next one. Bro, thank you very much for joining me again for another episode.
Thanks for gaming with me.
And I'll see you in the next one, bro.
At least you actually gave me the spud that time.
I was going to do a Simpsons hit and run reference, but it's been so long that I don't remember all of the stuff in the game. If I could play the game again, maybe I would.
Maybe you should play the game.
Come again. You know what the funny thing is? I went on the guy's Patreon and he's got all the project files for all these other things, but the Simpsons one's not there.
Weird.
I have a suspicion that something's happened.
I mean, first of all, it's only 20 quid. And for the chance to play Simpsons in like current stuff, worth the chance. Secondly, if it was made, I don't know about you, but Free Enterprising Sailor of the Seven Seas can probably find it.
That's not what they do.
Do they? Do you think pirates ever salute?
Oh, no,
That's definitely the wrong kind of salute. That's definitely not like. You know what? I think pirates are anti-Nazi.
Have you seen? Have you seen that one clip of the girl who does the accidental? What's that called?
The Nazi hand.
The Nazi hand. So I think everyone's in like there's a bunch of girls in a row and there's a guy in the background and he's clearly done some sort of presentation. He's got a microphone and then he goes to do a salute and everyone does the salute and they do it with the arm extension and go ha like that.
Right.
But she for some reason stops at the
weird question for you.
Yeah.
What like nationality is she?
I think it was America. I think it was America.
That's dodgy because I was going to say if it's like Korean or Southeast Asian or something, Nazis are big over there.
I've seen the Korean clothing that has
they're
it.
big into like Nazi fashion and stuff.
Let me see.
So and you think I'm joking? Are we still recording? We're still recording, yeah.
Yeah, we are.
This is probably going to be an extras bit. Like you think I'm joking? I've mentioned it a few times. Google just like South Korea Nazi. They love the fashion out there, and I think they don't really know the history. I'm guessing. But they like the way Nazis look.
Oh, here we go. I think this is it.
Oh, God.
I mean,
do you know what we should do? We should do one of our 50... Do you remember our 50-50 episodes?
Yes.
We should do one of them on a day where we have less stuff and stick it up as like a Patreon exclusive or something.
That would be cool.
Or maybe Discord.
Okay, why is this not?
Come on, man. Can't be that hard to open a Reddit like bit. Why are you doing that?
It wasn't loading in that one, so I thought I'd open another one.
No. I mean, I'm asking Reddit. Like, I've had this. Is it Reddit? It is Reddit.
Yeah, it's just.
I've had this before where you click on a Reddit thing and it's like deleted.
Let me try it in a. Oh, it said oops something. What's that? Oops something went wrong. Unable to reach our servers. Is that maybe my internet issue or?
No, I don't think so.
It's been. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so this is it. This is actually it. Okay, so.
That did look.
Okay, so watch this again. Oh no, it's not. It's clearly some other language. It's like Spanish. No.
Oh yeah, she did.
It's like Swedish or something like that.
She hung there a little bit too long.
It's like she does it, and then she looks around to everyone, and she's like, "Oh wait, we're doing this salute."
Yeah, I do this at home with Dad.
Sorry, not that salute. We're doing this one today. All right, no problem.
She also does a little. That's pretty funny. Please remember to put that up on screen.
Oh god, let's put that. There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. It's also funny it's the ginger soulless kid doing it in it. Look at that. That's whoops. Look at the whoopsie. Wrong salute.
Oh, sorry.
I think that guy noticed. I think he noticed. Let's watch it one more time. He totally clocked.
Oh yeah. There's something in his eye.
All right, man. Let's cool it.
Oh,
that's
Jesus
too much.
Christ.
Some people are so. Jesus Christ! Imagine having to explain that to your scout leader afterwards. Ridiculous.
So, the Nazi thing.
Yeah, you know, we were all on stage and we did the salute, and you were like stopped at a different salute.
Can't believe we have to have this conversation. So Nazi salutes are bad.
Yeah,
we don't do them.
I don't know what you do at home, but here and when you're at the scout troop, we are the only salute we do is this one. That's it. Oh my days.